how to photograph the coming October 2nd, 2024 annular solar eclipse step by step. Hello PhotoPiller, Rafael the Bar here. In this video you'll learn how to photograph step by step the coming annular solar eclipse that's happening on October 2nd, 2024, or any other annular solar eclipse and partial eclipse that you want to photograph in the future. So get ready to learn how to photograph all the phases of the eclipse, including the partial phase of the eclipse and the always amazing phase of annularity. This is the ring of fire. And also get ready to learn how to photograph the eclipse if you want to align it with an interesting subject. Ready? Because, as always, everything begins with a plan. As you know, the annular solar eclipse will not be visible everywhere on Earth. It will be visible only in certain areas in the planet, and if you wish to photograph the phase of annularity, you need to be within the path of annularity, which is this dark band you see on the PhotoPills map. So the first thing you need to do is to figure out where on Earth and at what time the eclipse occurs, and for that you need to use PhotoPills, of course. It is actually very easy to plan this annular solar eclipse. I'm not going to plan it in this video, show you how to plan it in this video, because last week I recorded a video on how to plan this eclipse, and if you want to watch it, you have it here. Whether your goal is to photograph only the phases of the eclipse or to photograph the annular solar eclipse aligned with an interesting subject, you'll need the same equipment. You need a tripod on head, your camera of course, a telephoto lens, a 300, 400, 500 or more, the longer the better. And here you have a crop sensor camera. Well, you'll benefit with the multiplying effect of the crop sensor on the focal length. Also, you have a teleconverter, it might be a good idea to use it too. On the contrary, if your goal is to photograph the landscape with the path of the eclipse, then you'll need a wide-angle lens. At the end of the day, the lens choice depends on the framing you want, on the final photo you want. Also, if you don't want to damage your camera, the sensor of your camera, or your eyes when you're looking through the viewfinder, don't use an ND filter. You must use a solar filter and a pair of solar eclipse glasses, of course.
Oh my god, this is so beautiful!
And if you're looking for a good solar filter, Nisi has a good one. Finally, you also need an external shutter release or an intervalometer, because as always, the less with the camera, the better. Because when you touch the camera, you can introduce vibrations into the system, and vibrations produce blurry images. On the eclipse date, arrive at the planned spot 1 hour or so before the eclipse begins, or even more in advance if you can. For example, for the total solar eclipse on 2017, we arrived the day before to the shooting spot because we were afraid of traffic jams. Once there, set up everything at the planned shooting spot and make sure that everything is stable. When you are at the red pin position at the planned shooting spot, you can always use the AR view to visualize where the eclipse will occur in the sky. And also this will help you to double check that you are at the right shooting spot too. Now set up the focal length you wish to use based on the framing you want, for example 500mm, and attach the solar filter to the lens. And this is very important, keep the solar filter attached to the lens for the whole session. Don't take it off during annularity. Remember that during an annular solar eclipse, the moon will never cover completely the sun's disk. So keep the filter in front of the lens. If you're shooting with a telephoto lens, meet the light on the surface of the sun before the eclipse begins. Now set an aperture of f8 to get a nice deep depth of field, and set the nominal ISO of your camera, for example ISO 100. And then finally set the shutter speed that gives you the sun correctly exposed. Usually a shutter speed between 1 divided 500 seconds and 1 divided 1000 seconds will do the job. Also, don't forget to bracket the exposure. Bracketing the exposure is always the best way to make sure that you get at least one photo correctly exposed. Usually a one-stop bracketing of 3 photos will be enough. Now we focus at the edge of the sun, and if you're photographing the eclipse aligned with an interesting subject, you may focus on the subject. Then take a test shot and check that the sun, or both the sun and the moon, are in focus. Oh, by the way, Josh Cripps, the photographer of the year in 2019, I think, he shot his camel shot with an annular eclipse with an ND filter, 10 stops ND filter, because the sun was very low in the sky. And this is the reason you see a bit of detail in the sky. But yeah, again, if you're using an ND filter, you should know that you're risking your eyes, your sight, and the camera sensor, because this time the sun is pretty high in the sky. When you're shooting the sun or the moon aligned with an interesting subject, there is an easy way to understand or to make sure that you're getting both your subject and the sun or the moon in focus, and I explain it in this video. Watch it. And finally, last but not least, check that the exposure is right. Check that you're capturing detail on the sun. And if something looks wrong on the focusing or in the exposure, make the necessary adjustments. And you're ready for the eclipse. Just enjoy the show.
No, stop. Close.
Show me the eclipse, Tony. Show me the photo.
Start the eclipse. Oh my god! Wow, start.
Yes.
Come on.
Now, if you wish to learn more on how to photograph the annular solar eclipse, I invite you to download and study well our super detailed solar eclipse photography guide. I'm going to leave a link to the guide in the description of this video and in the first comment below. Download it. And as always, if you like this video, give me a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next Wednesday in another video. And remember that you have the power to imagine, plan, and shoot legendary photos. Bye!